I'm sure you've heard the news. Mark set off into the Welsh wilderness, armed with a map, a compass, and absolutely no idea how to use either. 3 hours later he was still lost, but his optimism, unbreakable. Meet Mark, survival enthusiast, lover of adventure, and, according to his mum, a useless bastard. His mission to traverse the vast Welsh wilderness in just one afternoon, his actual achievement, getting lost before he'd even finished his cheese sandwich. It all started so well. Mark confidently wandered down the valley into the undergrowth, narrating his every move. "Notice the moss on this tree," he said. "It always grows on the, left." Minutes later he paused, checked his compass, spun around 3 times, and promptly led himself in a perfect circle. As the hours ticked by, Mark's survival skills were put to the ultimate test. He foraged for wild snacks, bravely sampling what he thought were edible berries. Turns out they were just Skittles someone dropped on a previous hike. Thirsty, no problem. Mark attempted to collect fresh dew, but ended up with a soggy sock and a bruised ego. 3 hours in, Mark realized he'd been following a sheep trail. The sheep, unimpressed by his technique, offered no help. With dusk approaching, Mark finally admitted defeat. Lost somewhere on Sugarloaf Mountain, he phoned his friend, shouted at them, lost signal, and then kept walking. Desperate for water, Mark bravely drank from a dirty puddle, right next to a pile of sheep poo. Moments later, he discovered a crystal-clear mountain stream just a few steps away. Mark looked both relieved and thoroughly embarrassed, and vowing to never trust a sheep again. And so ends Mark's heroic Welsh adventure. A journey of endurance, resilience, and learning that sometimes survival is just knowing when to call it a day. Mark then hid under some ferns and contemplated weaving a hat to stay cool, but instead he rang mountain rescue and crawled out of the wilderness.